property and or with one's speech. The ayat karimah quoted above commands to perform jihad against unbelievers. It does not define the type of jihad to be performed. For jihad against unbelievers must be performed by fighting, and jihad against munafiqeen is to be performed by preaching and advice. This ayat karimah covers all the types of jihad. He said the Prophet made jihad against them with his speech. I said, is the jihad which is wajib, the one which is to be done with one speech? He said Rasulullah made war against the unbelievers. I said the Prophet made war against the unbelievers in order to defend himself, for the unbelievers intended to kill him. He nodded. At another time I said to him, mut'ah is permissible. He objected, no, it is not. I said Allah declares in return for the use you make of them, give them the merit you have decided upon. Surah Nisa. He said Omar prohibited two examples of mut'ah practice existent in his time, and said he would punish anyone who practiced it. I said, you both say that you are superior to Omar and follow him. In addition, Omar said he prohibited it, though he knew that the Prophet had permitted it. Why do you leave aside the Prophet's word and obey Omar's word? He did not answer. I knew that he was convinced. You see how a British spy knows the Quran and is playing on this poor Muslim mind that has absolutely no knowledge of his religion? I sensed that Muhammad of Najd desired a woman at that moment. He was single. I said to him, come on, let us each get a woman by mut'ah nikah. We will have a good time with them. He accepted with a nod. This was a great opportunity for me, so I promised to find a woman for him to amuse himself. My aim was to allay the timidity he had about people, but he stated with a condition that the matter could be kept as a secret between us, and that the woman not even be told what his name was. I hurriedly went to the Christian woman who had been sent forth by the Ministry of Colonies with the task of seducing the Muslim youth there. So you see, Mr. Hemper was not alone there. They had a group of people. They also had some women that would come there and use their beauty and their body to accomplish their master plan. Now, one thing is extremely important, brothers and sisters. Here, this spy is showing to us, again, as I said before, the publishing of this book, you have to understand that the publishing of this book is the last plan of this spy. The publishing of this book is also part of the plan. So we have to read this book extremely carefully. So the British spy here is trying to convince us that having a mut'ah nikah, it was a good thing for him to convince Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab to do the mut'ah and then use that woman against him. Now you have to understand that everything in Islam has laws, has rules and regulations. Now if you use the mut'ah nikah without his rules and regulations and disciplines, it is extremely dangerous for the society. It's very harmful. If you don't use, like as I said, a car is very beneficial to all of us. We go to work with it, we take vacation with it, we need it. In these days of life, in 21st century, we cannot live without a car. So it's beneficial to us. Now if we drive this car without following the rules and regulations and the discipline that is mandatory for the use of this vehicle, then we become a danger to the society. Nikah, mut'ah, is the same thing. If you want to use it without the discipline, without the laws and without the regulation, is extremely harmful and it can be dangerous. But if you use it with its own laws and regulations and discipline, then it's extremely beneficial to the society. But any time that our enemies, they try to show a bad face of Islam and the bad face of Shia Islam, they show you something without its regulations. Of course, you can convince people that cars are bad and driving is dangerous. If you show them accidents that are happening every day due to drunk driving, or exceeding the speed limit, or not following the laws of driving. Now, if you show those pictures of extremely bad accident to people and you tell them, listen, look, driving is bad, cars are bad, freeways are bad, let's stop all the companies that are manufacturing cars. Let's stop it. We don't want cars anymore. Do you think our society would be able to progress? No. But that's what they are doing today with Islam, brothers and sisters. They don't tell you about nikah, about the rules and regulations. They just tell you, oh, nikah mut'ah is another way to hide prostitution. Wrong. Wrong. Because again, you are showing a picture, couple of pictures of accidents that happened because people didn't follow the discipline of driving. So if you don't follow the disciplines, the laws and regulations of nikah, then of course you're going to get into trouble. So here, this Henfer, this spy, is pushing Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab to get into a nikah without following the rules and regulations, brothers and sisters. I explained the matter to one of them, to one of those women. She accepted to help, so I gave her the nickname Safiya. I took Muhammad of Najd to her house. Safiya was at home alone. We made a one-week marriage contract for Muhammad of Najd, who gave the woman some gold in the name of Mehr. Thus we began to mislead Muhammad ibn al-Wahhab, Safiya from within, I from without, from out. Muhammad of Najd was truly in Safiya's hand now. Besides, he had tasted the pleasure of disobeying the commandments of the Sharia on the pretext of freedom of ijtihad and ideas. The third day of the mut'ah nikah, I had a long dispute with him over that hard drinks, means alcohol, were not haram, forbidden by Islam. Although he quoted many ayah and hadith showing that it was haram to have hard drinks, I cancelled all of them and finally said it is fact that Yazid and the Umayyad and Abbasid Khalifa had hard drinks. Were they all miscreant people and you are the only adherent to the right way? They doubtless knew the Quran and the Sunnah better than you do. They inferred from the Quran and the Sunnah that the hard drink is makruh, not haram. Also, it is written in Jewish and Christian books that alcohol is mubah, permitted. All religions are Allah's commandment. In fact, according to a narrative, Umar had hard drinks until the revelation of the ayah, you have all given it up, haven't you? If it had been haram, the Prophet would have chastised him. Since the Prophet did not punish him, hard drink is halal. The fact is that Umar used to take hard drinks before they were made haram. He never drank after the prohibition was declared. If some of the Umayyad and Abbasid Khalifa took alcoholic drinks, this would not show that drinks with alcohol are makruh. It would show that they were sinners, that they committed haram. For the ayat-e-karimah quoted by the spy as well as others ayat-e-karimah and ahadith sharif shows that drinks with alcohol are haram. It is stated in Riyad al-Nasihin, formerly it was permissible to drink wine. Hazrat Umar ibn Baqqas and some other Sahabi used to drink wine. Later, the 219th ayah of Baqarah surah was revealed to declare that it was a grave sin to drink alcohol. Sometimes later, the 42nd ayah of Nisa surah was revealed and it was declared, do not approach the namaz when you are drunk. Eventually, the 93rd ayah of Ma'idah surah came and wine was made haram. You see how nicely he knows about the Quran and he knows how to manipulate these to make Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab believe that it's okay to drink alcohol. It was stated as follows in hadith, if something would intoxicate in case it were taken in a large amount, it is haram to take it, even in a small amount. And wine is the gravest of sin. And do not make friends with the person who drinks wine. Do not attend his funeral, do not form a matrimonial relationship with him, and drinking wine is like worshipping idols. And may Allah Ta'ala curse him who drinks wine, sells it, makes it, or gives it. These are not in the books of Mr. Henfer, okay? These are the explanation from the person who gathered those information. Muhammad Abdul Wahhab